can it? Surely that school is ripping us off. And all those parents are in absolute uproar.
So go and watch that full video where a parent is venting her frustrations at how expensive a school residential is. And look, I completely understand those frustrations, and I know just how difficult and challenging it is for so many families in the current climate. But what wound me up about this video is, once again, the blame is put on schools and teachers. The idea that somehow schools are ripping parents off is just complete and utter nonsense. Most schools are going above and beyond, bending over backwards to make these trips as affordable as possible for the children. So just to be absolutely crystal clear here, schools don't set the prices of these trips. We don't, as a school, have a say in how much the transport costs, how much the insurance costs, how much the accommodation and food costs at these residentials. Those prices have skyrocketed. Even if we just take coach hire, a couple of years ago, to get a coach to take a class of children out for the day may have been about £300, £400. We're now getting quoted nearly £1,000 just for the coach. And then the parent says, with all the money the school has, what money? Most schools are in a complete deficit with their budgets. Budgets have never been as poor for schools, and teachers know we're just expected to do more with less. So when the school is saying the cost is actually £260, but parents only have to pay £200, that £60 will be taken out of an already shrinking budget just to try and help families as much as possible. And if you speak to anyone in education, they will tell you just how poor and how bad the budgeting issue is. And it's ridiculous. Schools are having to get rid of staff just to make ends meet. And we were joking about it the other day. When I first started teaching, we had links to schools out in third world countries. So when we did fundraisers in school, that money would go and help build schools in another country. Now most of our fundraisers are being used to raise money for our school. And she also makes a point of saying that when she was in year 6, her residential to Robin Wood just wouldn't have cost as much as this because a parent wouldn't have been able to afford it, which I get, but you can explain that through Fredonomics. So if you look at the price of a Freddo at the minute, little chocolate bar, about 35 pence now, I think. But when you were in year 6 on your residential to Robin Wood, it would have been about 10 pence. Yeah, so that's inflation, where year on year, the price of things will just keep getting higher. And what is also really frustrating when the blame is put on schools and teachers is teachers don't get paid anything extra to go on these residentials. They're sacrificing their own evenings to do it. They are paid their contracted hours, but will work more hours during those days where they may well have to get up really early in the morning to help and support the children with medical needs, or just, again, making sure that they're feeling all right and they're regulated, and then late into the evening where they're making sure the children are settled and, they're doing all different types of activities. And they're not doing that for any extra pay. They are doing it because they want to give the students these amazing lifelong memories and experiences. And let me tell you, no one is more frustrated with the cost of these trips more than teachers and schools, because we see day in, day out, firsthand, the true impact the cost of living crisis is having on students through no fault of their own. So with these trips, it's just about trying to give students these amazing experiences that so many of them just would not be able to get outside of school, just trying to keep that alive. So look, I get your frustrations. Teachers are frustrated too, but let's not put the blame in the wrong place. You can't be blaming schools and teachers for something that's out of their control. It's not like schools are profiting off these trips. Let's put the blame at a system that is chronically underfunding schools. Because let me tell you, if you ever speak to a teacher who's been on a residential, they will tell you it's not relaxing. It's not that we are sat back with a little cocktail enjoying that free time. No. It is a whole new level of tired. But teachers do it because they're dedicated, they care, and they want to provide that sort of once in a lifetime experience for the students.